Swadee krab. Welcome to TDRI channel. Today we are going to be talking to Dr. Somkiat Tangkitvanich, the President of Thailand Development Research Institute or TDRI, a leading Thai think tank, to find out the role in which this think tank plays in the Thai society in the past, in the present, and in the future. Welcome to the show, ครับอาจารย์
สวัสดีครับ
I realized that TDRI has been established since 1984. What was the need back then in Thailand about 29 years ago to have a think tank?
Well, going back to 1984, TDI was founded by the then Secretary General of the NESDB, or the National Economic and Social Development Board,
Sure.
To work as a think tank, perhaps the first independent think tank in Thailand, because at the time there was no think tank at all existing in Thailand. And the NSDB, even though it involves a lot of planning, does not have capacity to do research work for the country to move ahead.
Sure.
In the long run. Need to have research capacity.
Right.
So TDS was founded.
Okay. And where did it get its initial funding from at the start?
Well, at the start we got contribution from mainly the Canadian International Development Agency, or CIDA,
Okay.
the USAID,
Okay.
and also some private fundings put into our endowment funds.
Okay.
And after that, we rely on ourselves in terms of operational fundings.
Okay. And do you think in the past 29 years, what have been the key achievements that this particular think tank has done to Thailand?
Well, institutionally, we have been independent
Right.
since the beginning,
Right.
and we can still maintain our independence, and we get recognitions
Sure.
from, well, domestically and also from internationally.
Sure.
Domestically, last year, TDI was named Person of the Year by the Bangkok Post, the leading Thai newspaper.
Sure.
And also internationally, we were recognized by many medias. For example, The Economist named TDI as the most respected think tank in Thailand.
Right.
We are proud of that. We are proud of our independence and also proud of our recognition.
Thank you. And coming back to today, where
And also, I
Yes.
would like to add that
Yes.
we also achieved some policy impacts. For example, some of our staffs have do a lot of research in terms of agricultural market.
Sure.
And we are instrumental in getting rid of export tax on rice,
Sure.
which is really harmful to the farmer at the time.
Sure.
And also later on, we have been very crucial in introducing the rice price guarantee scheme,
Right.
which was quite successful, but only for a time. The next government, unfortunately, has changed that.
Right. To a
And
different
also
policy.
in media reform, we have contributed quite a lot in changing the laws and the regulations. For example, we are instrumental in setting up the first public television
Sure.
in Southeast Asia,
Okay.
the Thai PBS. And also we have helped the government and the parliament drafting the Thai media law, 3 or 4 of them.
Sure.
That's a brief examples of our achievements.
Because a lot of people think that TDRI is only focusing on economic development issues. So that has been what we have been well known for in the past. Is that the case today? Because you mentioned a lot of cases which are, non-related to economic development issues.
Well, mainly we still focus on economic policy, but we gradually move on to interdisciplinary research like law and economics and also political economy of
Sure.
policy changes.
Sure.
We realize that, well, economic is really important.
Sure.
But in order to make things really happen, we need to have other discipline engaging as well.
Right. And in the past 29 years, TDRI has several presidents and they all have different approaches. What is your new approach in leading TDRI as the current president?
Well, firstly, we built on past achievements.
Sure.
We have maintained independence, and this is very important. And I personally is going to continue that kind of policy direction.
Sure.
But also in the past, we focused quite a lot on so-called midstream activities, which is doing research.
Sure.
I would like to move the institute towards, at the same time, upstream as well as the downstream part.
Right.
The upstream part is setting research agenda.
Sure.
Up to now, we have been commissioned by governmental agencies, and as such, we are quite market driven. We do research topics set by the government and by clients. But from now on, we would like to have more impact on the society.
Sure.
We would like to set our own research agenda.
Sure.
Meaning our own, I mean that we has set some research, priority research topics
Sure.
by consulting with stakeholders, clients, donors, and other sources.
Sure.
That's the upstream part. We would
Okay.
like to have more solid research
Sure.
topic selection.
Yeah, talking about the upstream part, what are the main areas of the priority research which you think TDRI will be focusing on in the next couple of years?
In the next 3 years at least, we would like to focus on at least 4 issues.
4 issues, right?
The first one is how can Thailand escape from the so-called middle income trap
Right.
in terms of conducting macroeconomic policy.
Sure.
And then the second topic is how can the Thai private sector upgrade themselves? And this topic is closely related to the first one, since the country cannot escape from the middle income trap unless the private sector invest not only in physical asset but also in intellectual asset and other innovative ideas.
Sure. Okay.
The third topic, which is very important and becoming increasingly important in Thailand now, is how can we reduce corruption?
Right.
Corruption is becoming very rampant and it has caused a lot of damages to the Thai society.
Right.
And the fourth issue is we would like to set up a fiscal policy watch
Sure. Okay.
to ensure that the government fiscal position is sustainable.
Sure. Okay. So these are quite a wide range of topics, and you talk about the downstream. What did you mean by that?
By downstream activities, I mean
Sure.
we would like to have more dissemination
Sure.
efforts,
Sure.
make it more effective. Even though the institute has been widely recognized by the local media and
Right.
international media. For example, we have been quoted by local printed medias over 1,000 times a year.
Right.
Still, we feel that policy research by itself cannot be implemented or adopted by the government
Sure.
unless the public really understand the issue.
Sure.
So we would like to disseminate more information and dialogue with the public
Right.
through more active downstream dissemination and knowledge management program.
So you want to bring, in another word, you want to bring academics to a wider range of audiences.
Exactly.
And consult with them about the problems and the issues that you want to
That's right.
recognize. Okay. And from all these, because we know that Thailand currently is a country which engages in several political conflicts and turmoils, how does a think tank like TDRI maintains its independence as well as its research rigor, to work in this environment? It must be very challenging.
Actually, the 2 points, independence and rigor,
Yes.
are closely related.
Right.
Unless you have research rigor,
Yes.
unless you are based on evidence, you
Right.
cannot be independent.
Sure.
People will not believe you that you
Sure.
are independent. So we try our best to maintain the quality of our research.
Sure.
We will produce policy recommendations that is accountable to the public. We can explain why we propose this and that kind of policy.
Sure.
And all our research results have been published and put onto the website.
Right.
There is no information hidden in the institute to show that we have no hidden agenda.
Sure.
Secondly, on independence, we have been set up as independent institute,
Right.
as a foundation, not part of the government, as some think tanks in other countries in this region.
Sure.
So we are independent institutionally, but also of equally important,
Sure.
we are also financially independent.
Right.
In the sense that even though we get projects, and the majority of our projects are from the government, we are diversifying enough. We are not relying on a single agencies.
Right.
We are working now with 50 or 60 donors
Sure.
every year,
Right.
so that we are diversified enough and not captured by them.
Right. So you're not relying on any single source of income.
That's right.
In particular.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So if an international audience says, yes, we're very interested in learning more about Thailand and particularly the development issues of Thailand, how does one go about accessing the research conducted by TDRI staff?
Well, most of our research have been published and disclosed on our website free
Right.
of charge.
Right.
Up to now, most of the contents are Thai,
Right.
but we are ramping up our knowledge management team
Right.
to put more contents in English.
Sure.
We know that by putting information on the website, we can interact with overseas audiences. We can get, recommendations or feedbacks from international scholars, audiences.
Sure. Thank you. And thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for talking about how TDRI is working.
The pleasure is mine.
And if you are interested in finding out more information about the research conducted by TDRI staff, you can visit our website at www.tdri.or.th, and you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. That's it from now. Thank you very much for joining us. สวัสดีครับ